In this video, we'll be covering how to add and manage companies in Cobblestone Contract Insight. To begin, we'll go to our main menu, and then down to Companies, and then Add Company. From here, we have a drop-down list of all of the available company types in our system, like company categories, if you would. Now, this list, of course, has some out-of-the-box options, but is configurable. We can add or remove from the company type drop-down list. To do this, we'd go to Manage Setup, and then down to record types, but this is a topic we'll cover in a later training. So for now, let's just choose a company type and click Continue. The first thing I'll note here is that if I had chosen a different company type, I may see different fields on my company ad page. So for example, if I add a vendor versus a customer, I might see different fields assigned. This is a concept, we call it Cobblestone Fields by Type. Now, adding a company into Cobblestone is very simple out of the box. The only two required fields are active and company name. But of course, we can reconfigure the add company page with different fields, add, remove, or edit them, and make other fields required. So certainly you could just track these two fields, or you can track many other pieces of information if you wish to. But we'll just cover these two pieces of information today. First is company name. I can either type in the name of the company like this, or I could use this handy integration with Google Maps where I could type in the company name. It will pop up based on my location. I can click it and it will fill in the company name field and a lot of the address information below. Next, I have active. I could choose if this is an active company. If I plan to do business with this company now or the near future, I should put this to yes. If I no longer want to do business with this company, we always withhold from removing, deleting companies from the system. We always prefer to turn active to no. And now that's that. If you have other required fields or other information you would like to fill out, you can go right ahead. But otherwise, you would just go to the bottom and click Save, and that adds the company to the system. Next, let's talk about how to search companies. I can go down to companies in my main menu, and then down to my vendor customer list. Here, I'll see a list screen like anywhere else in Cobblestone, really, where I could filter and search by the type of counterparty, the company name, email, so on and so on. There's a unique function here on the company list where I could access the View Contracts button, where I could see all of the contracts assigned to the company. So if you ever want to see a list of all of the contracts assigned to a specific company, this is perhaps the fastest way to get that information. Then, of course, there's a standard View Details button where I can go to the details page for this respective company. And now we can manage the company details screen. So a few things from here, and nothing here will be too surprising, I think, if you've watched the previous videos. But first, we could edit the fields naturally. We could mouse over any of the fields, click the pencil icon to make some edits and updates. We can also do this by the field group. So let's say there's a new primary point of contact. We can come down here, click this pencil icon, and update, say, the primary contact name, phone number, and email address all at once. Moving over, we have subtables, and there are quite a few subtables that come out of the box, but the one in particular I want to talk about is vendor customer addresses. Not every organization uses this by any means, but it's a nice thing to be aware of. If an organization does have multiple addresses, locations, or something like that, we are able to come down here and add multiple line items, multiple entries for all of their locations, all of their addresses. Okay, and the fields in any of these subtables are configurable as well. Tasks and emails, if you do have any company-specific workflow, we might have that active here, so you can check that out. Some organizations have that when there's a new company, there's a workflow. Some organizations have that if they're using the vendor-client collaboration gateway. So although it's not extremely common, some organizations do have workflow active on their counterparty records. Now, under files and attachments, we can upload any supporting documents to the counterparty record. Of course, most of the time when there are like documents relating to a counterparty, it's uploaded to like the respective contract. But I see organizations use this page for more general documentation, like insurance documents, tax documents, things like that. Okay. And then if you are ever generating templates from a company record, you can use merge document templates. Again, this is more often done on contracts, but hey, this is here if you need it. And then the last page I want to cover is company contacts. This is a subtable that we can use to add any points of contact with the organization. Of course, record details had the one point of contact, but this is a full list of company contacts that you can use. And these can be used for a variety of things, from emails to e-signatures to e-approval processes, sometimes even notifications. So building out your company contact list can be very useful. Now, there's lots of other pieces of information that we can track on a company record. Theoretically, a company record could be as robust as a contract. You can configure the fields, configure the subtables, really have a lot of fun with this. But again, the most common information that folks tend to track is basic field information, contact info, address information, maybe track several line items with the addresses and the contacts subtables, and then optionally files and attachments. That's most common. But that is the company details screen. And the final item I want to review with companies is the vendor registration gateway, which is a feature that comes out of the box with Cobblestone Contract Insight Enterprise. Essentially, this is a gateway that comes with your system that can allow your potential vendors to register. So there's a URL that comes with your system. You can advertise on your website or email it out to folks who want to do business with you. And they could use this to fill out their company information, user information, etc. These fields can even be configured from your system. So you can use this vendor registration gateway to help facilitate the vendor registration process. And this is everything I wanted to review with adding and managing companies in Cobblestone Contract Insight.